What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to MMOSWORLD. We are here taking a first impressions look at Prosperous Universe Online. This is a browser space economy simulation MMO. And again, you can play it on your browser. It wasn't free to play before. It is free to play now. All you gotta do is sign up for an account at prosperousuniverse.com and get started. I've never played this MMO. I've heard about it when it launched about, I don't know, 6 months back, I think. So I'm jumping into this blind. We're gonna take a look at maybe 10-15 minutes of your introduction, your first steps into Prosperous Universe, and see what's there to be had. Now, I know a lot of the inspiration comes from games like EVE Online and what's the other one? There's a couple of other space sims out there, but in those you know physically and visually get to fly your spaceships and do your colony runs, and all that sort of politics and diplomacy with other players. And this one, I'm not sure how that works, so let's go ahead and find out. Once you've created your account and log in, this is the first screen you will see, and this is the Apex Company Creation Assistant. If you need help with this, there's a handbook here that you can click and check out some tips and whatnot. We're just going to go jump in blind. So there's a couple of different packages. Let's see. Constructors know their way around building parts. The heart of the food industry. What else we have? Manufacturer. Okay, fuel engineer, carbon farmer, and all of these have different stuff like current demand, cash deposit, how much you start with, experts, how many experts you have in the field that you're doing, cargo ships, what's your fleet size, and interesting stuff really. And then you've got base materials, and you have to remember just hover over the tooltips to find out what these are. So I'm going to go, there's quite a few here. I'm going to go with virtual collars, I guess. Their profession revolves around extracting water, producing ingredients, and turning it all into edibles for their own and other workforce. Sounds decent enough. Base materials, looks like the same thing. Building materials, production materials, consumables, drinking water, rations, I think, yep. And what's that? Overalls. Okay, good. So we've got our starting package. Now, starting location. Here we go. We are now going to the good stuff. This one's interactive. You can see things moving around. Moria, Montum, I guess that's sort of the location. Benton, and of course you want to take a look at the relevant commodities down here and see which one's going to benefit your company. As a virtual collar, you depend on planets with fertile soil, so we know that these are out of the question. So it looks like this one starting out is going to be decent, I suppose. Infrastructure, Chamber of Global Commerce, it's a local market, and yeah, I think we'll go with that. Now, company details, company name, we're going to call it MMOSWORLD, and company code, what's this? A 3 or 4 digit abbreviation for your company, right? MOW, that works, I suppose. And alpha disclaimer, let's see, please note that Apex is still in development, bugs will occur during the alpha stage. Yeah, so it was in sort of like early access for a while, where you had to pay to get started into playing this Prosperous Universe MMO, but now that it's free to play, it's still, I guess, in development, and things are still happening behind the scenes, so I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and create. Oh, except I can't. Why not? Did I miss something here? Oh, I gotta click there to confirm that I have understood that. Okay, cool. Alright, welcome to Apex, and this is the main UI for the game. We have, let's see, on the left side of the screen here, we have the universe map, which is pretty plain, but you can go all 3D if you wanted to and hover over this and see what these are. So if you have some experience before, in terms of playing these kinds of games, you'll feel likely at home. If not, you're gonna be like a deer caught in the headlights. It is pretty interesting though. We have an Apex Global chat here on the bottom left, where you can leave and you can see the user list. Right now there's a whole bunch of people online. Look at that, there's a lot of people online. So the space economy sim thing is pretty popular, and of course you can ask questions in here and type your message and whatnot. You can also mute that if you want. Now there's an official Apex help channel, and you can join the conversation here just to see people ask questions maybe. or maybe not. Yeah, but so far not really that active. We'll keep an eye on it and see how that progresses. Now let's take a look at the UI. First and foremost, let's see, we have a couple of screens here. Knots 1, let's go and click that. Welcome to the Apex console. If you haven't done so, click here to watch introduction videos for new licensees. Cool. So the Apex interface, let's go ahead and watch this together. Oh, it takes you to YouTube. Can we resize this?
Welcome, licensees. If you're receiving this, it means you're now part of the advanced system for the facilitation of production and exchange for the exodus of mankind, or Apex for short. Through Apex, you can manage your company entirely without ever having to leave your desk. Today I'm going to walk you through the interface and get you accustomed with the command line. More advanced topics will follow in the next transmissions. To find a list of all available transmissions in the future, all you have to do is open a new buffer and enter the TRA command. You will learn in a minute what that means. Please keep in mind that Apex is constantly being developed, so everything I'm telling you here is subject to change. If the information becomes completely outdated sometime in the future, I'll send out new transmissions. When you first load up Apex, it's gonna look something like this. The part in the middle that covers most of the interface is called a screen. The individual components are called tiles. Lastly, we got bars on the top, bottom and sides. This whole interface is highly customizable, so you can tailor it exactly to your company's needs. Let's talk about tiles first. Tiles show you 99% of the information you're going to be interested in, like overviews over the universe, systems, planets, your base, buildings, workforce, purchases, anything you might want. There are several things you can do with tiles. Drag and drop the edge of a tile to resize it. Hover over the icon in the top right to get more options. You can delete a tile and the adjacent tile will automatically expand. You can delete the content of a tile, or you can split it horizontally or vertically to create an empty tile. You can overwrite an empty tile by dragging and dropping another tile onto it. This brings us to commands. If you're new to Apex, this feature might appear intimidating at first. You can use Apex without commands, but you'll find that they're a real time saver. Commands can be entered into the command line in an empty tile to directly open the desired content. To open a full list of commands, enter CMDS into the command line. I'm going to walk you through all of these in a later transmission, but for now I just wanted you to know about this feature. Feel free to dig around on your own for now. That's already everything you need to know about the screen section. Let's have a look at the sidebars. If you don't see the bars on the top, bottom or right side, you can toggle them on in the top left corner. Let's begin at the bottom. This is where you can see all your open buffers and create new ones. Buffers are exactly like tiles, the only difference being that they're not part of your screen. While the screen is your main workplace, buffers can be opened for short-term uses and quickly closed or minimized. If you hit New Buffer, it'll open up an empty buffer. Use a command to fill it up, or alternatively drag and drop the content of another buffer or tile onto it. This bit on the right shows your account balance in all existing currencies. Pending contracts are a topic for another time. Over on the left side, you can see essentially 3 different kinds of information. First, the Apex rock, our logo on the top, is not just decorative. If it stands still, which it does 99% of the time, everything's fine. If it's spinning around, that means something's not working properly. In that case, reloading Apex should solve your problem. After doing so, make sure your last action was processed. The 3 buttons below toggle the other sidebars on or off. This here is a list of common commands. Clicking them opens a buffer showing the respective content. By using these shortcuts, you can avoid entering commands on your own.
Okay, I think we've seen enough of that help. Let's go ahead and close that. So it's a pretty interesting sort of UI design that these guys, creators of Apex, are going through. So in Buffer 2, we have all these help stuff going on, so we already know how to use our buffer. Let's go ahead and hit the sidebar as well. So now we can see, there we go, that's our company name with our balance, our cash balances. I haven't bought anything or purchased anything. We have our 2 ships here, of course, with cargo inside, and the cargo is our materials that we sort of have. Now we can do different things. We can trade them or sell them off or start building things for our company. Let's go ahead and play with other things here. We have BS, bases. You have not established planetary bases yet. And then from here on, you can, like earlier in the video, you can do different things. So what else we have? Contracts, no contracts, and I guess this is down the line. You can pick up work contracts, craft items, sell them, who knows. And then what's next? Communications. Yep, there's the two chat that we have at the bottom. Corporation. Form a new one. We can form a new corporation if we wanted to. Oh, hang on. Access to this command is limited. Click to learn how to get full access. So yeah, you can pay extra money for more access. Commodity exchanges. Nice. So we can actually click to see what commodities are being exchanged right now. Holographic display, price exchange, nothing. Let's see, info, see more info, price average and all this stuff. Plenty of information to pour over at your fingertips if you really want to dig deep into what you're doing here. Financial overview of our current assets. Our current assets are worth about 144,000 NCC. Now I'm not sure what NCC is, but I guess we'll learn that the more we sort of play. And FLT, that's our fleet right there. Inventories, not invite. We have the map. Okay, let's see, and we can also toggle traffic to see what's going on, what's the traffic going on over the last hour or 24 hours, so we know that these sort of systems are the most used. Our fleet is right here. I think we are on the planet Moria, and I've just clicked that. So where am I exactly? Unnamed. That's a different player ship. And that should be me. No, that's Valis. I did see. Yep, there we go. Who is that? Those are my ships, I think. AVI 4D7 belonging to MMOSWORLD. It should be listed there. Cool. So we are in the system. Okay. What else? Production. I have no production facilities at the moment. Understood. And finally, the commands. Construct a new building at one of your bases, BBC. Okay, so let's go ahead and have some fun with this. Transmissions. Let's see. Base setup. Let's just watch that real quick. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the parts that matter.
If you're watching this, I assume you're in the process of setting up your company and you've already chosen a name, code, package, faction, and planet. If you haven't, you should go back to my previous transmissions. To find a list of all available transmissions, open a new buffer and enter the TRA command to Apex. On the universe map, you can see an arrow pointing at the system where your starting ships are stationed. If you do not see an arrow, check if there is a yellow bar next to the word fleet in the universe map. If there isn't, click it now to toggle on the display of your fleet. Click the system the arrow points to and the system will open in a new buffer. Now find the planet marked with the same arrow. You can then see a 3D render of your starting planet and a button for building your base. If you are more experienced already, you can choose to leave your starting location right now and fly to a different one to set up your base there. Just make sure that you will be able to pay the building costs. I enclosed a link with more information on building costs in this transmission. If you want to set up your base right here, which is strongly recommended to new users.
Okay, so we've learned enough here. I'm going to move that aside. So, back to the map we go. Our fleet is right there, as you can see. I'm going to get rid of exchanges. So click on the Mora planet. And that's going to bring up this icon here. Now, here? No. Let me open that fully. Zoom in. Can we move that? Yeah, I think we can. Valis. This should be it. There we go. So name is Valis, catalog ID, radius, gravity, lots of good information here. And pilots available. No, not pilots, plots. 393313. Local market, Chamber of Global Commerce. So we have what we need in the event we've already started production and we want to sell. So let's just go ahead and click Start Base now. In stock, select an available plot or cancel. So I guess now we just have to find a plot. Red, I don't think red means you can. I'm just going to pick one right here at the end there. That looks like a good spot, and done. So now we have a base. Let's open up the base and let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. Area is there's a bar here. I guess that means it's empty right now. Developed, available, and total. Population overview. I've got no populations here at the moment. So what can we do? My inventory of the base doesn't have anything. Experts, I had the 2 experts, of course, for food industries. So the logical thing to do right now is to start building stuff. And that means food production, because my company is all about food production. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Barracks, communal abode, engineer habitation, luxury residence, management, pioneer, scientist, settler, technician, storage. Okay, for resources. Ooh. Interesting. So you probably want to do at least some research to find out what sort of buildings your infrastructure or your company's infrastructure are going to need. Now again, because I'm doing this blind, I don't think, hang on, deals with the creation of artificial life and meat. I think resources is just going to be more important first. So liquid resources needs to be priority because we are sort of gathering water. That's the main thing for my company, water and food. So that's what I'm getting out of this. Yeah, so I'm going to go resources first. Let's go ahead and get water and food. That's going to take up 12 of that and 40 of that. So let's go ahead, and the workforce will be 30 pioneers. Build. Oh no, the build button is grayed out. Yikes. So it does not appear that I can build anything. Yeah, I'm all out. Is there any building I can build right now? No, everything's sort of grayed out, so there's nothing I can do. Well then. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I've just sort of deployed one food industry expert who is available. I've got one more left. Can I do 2? Yeah, I've already deployed one, so might have to save that in case I want to move to a different base or something. Okay. Right on. So what's gonna happen now? I'm not producing anything. My ships definitely have fuel, and I do have the cargo here, so I'm gonna try and find a way to move this to my inventory and then put it sort of in my production or something. Yeah, this is definitely gonna take some time to get used to. The other thing you can do, of course, is start trading with other players. So just type in a message here, hey, anybody want to trade, you know, items for what you need. Now going to production facilities, I don't have any at the moment. Let's see, inventory. Yeah, there's gotta be a way to transfer. Now, I keep forgetting, this is a browser game. Now if I click fly on one of these, what's gonna happen? Location here, ship, enter location, does base count? Yeah, unfortunately, I hit the backspace item there. But anyway, look, I'm gonna have to spend a lot more time with this to understand some of the basics. But yeah, this is just to show you Prosperous Universe, a browser-based space economy simulator MMO, is now free to play for you to try. So if you want to get your hands wet in this sort of game, give it a shot. ProsperousUniverse.com, and that's gonna be it for us, guys. I don't think I can show you anymore without me having to watch all these videos and try and figure things out. So you guys can jump in and just go nuts with this. Stay tuned for more. We've got news videos coming for the end of the week, and I will see you all in the next MMO's World video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. As ever, I'm Adrian from MMO's World, signing out.